It. The 1990 one.
It's not it. It's it. It's weird that he didn't learn more or even steal from the great John Carpenter's style. Isn't that interesting to you?
Very interesting, Zach.
Every time I look at the screen, I was like, why is Tim Meadows on TV? No, damn it. It's not.
I thought it was David Alan Grier. The cop
Did you
from
really?
Jumanji. Yeah.
Yeah.
I seriously did, and I was like, no, that's the dad from Sister Sister.
It is.
So then I watched a few episodes afterward, and you know what?
The great child actors. So we had Jonathan Brandis, who played young Bill. Did a great job. What happened to him? Where'd he go?
He hung himself.
The next Disney Channel guy. Oh my God, did he? Happy spooky season, everybody.
Yeah, spooky.
I'm gonna cut your ass off every day. Calling all killers, this is the Kings of Kill podcast. I'm Zach.
I'm Steven.
Together we are the Kings of Kill, bringing you the show dedicated to the love of all things horror. And this week, we've got another killer request from our amazing fans. Steven, will you please be so kind and tell the world what we're talking about today?
It. The 1990 one.
Are you sure? You got
I think it's the 1991.
Yeah, 1990. You are correct.
That's the one I watched.
That's the one we're gonna do. That's good. Thank you all so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Hey, do us a huge favor. Head on over to kingsofkill.com. That's our official website. There, you can request your very own episode absolutely for free. Plus, you'll find links to our Instagram, which you should follow so you never miss when we drop new content, like the 31 kills of Halloween that we're dropping each and every day all October long, and also link to Twitter. Check it out. We take weekly polls and surveys because we care about what you think. Your voice matters here in the King's Kill podcast. Plus, you find ways to donate, and you can shop some sweet merch like this here mug. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can find us. Just look up Kings of Kill podcast.
Just do it.
We're also on TikTok at Kings of Kill. I don't know why, but we are. That's what the kids are doing.
It's true.
Thanks, bud. I like that. I like that. Witty banter. That commentary.
He speaks the truth.
That damn De Niro face. Hey, thank you all so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Kingskill.com. Check it out today. Now, let's share some scares. Let's count some kills. 1990. Stephen King's It. Like, for some reason, it's like It exclamation mark. Like, it's not It. It's It. It's
all in caps.
It's
business.
Set in the 60s, a made-for-TV miniseries. It was a two-part event. It's PG, which is unacceptable. 3 hours and 12 minutes. This was a doozy to get through. Directed by Tommy Lee Wallace, famous for directing Halloween 3. Controversial.
I liked it.
I do too. It just doesn't belong.
It really doesn't.
But it was the original idea. Halloween was supposed to be, Carpenter wanted to be just a different Halloween tale. Every single thing. Well, what happened was when the sequel was also Michael Myers, you know what I mean? Then he tries throwing his idea. Come on. That's what happened. Speaking of Carpenter, the director, Tommy Lee Wallace, he edited Halloween, The Halloween, and The Fog. Great film. So,
ooh, yeah.
What's really interesting, though, is you would think working with a director like Carpenter, man, I mean, just an absolute legend. Can we give Carpenter love?
That's love. All in those hands.
That's what love sounds like. Thanks to our live studio audience for clapping along.
Hey, pipe down over there.
I love you. I love how you go to the old timey movie voice. Hey, pipe down, huh?
Trying to watch a movie, man.
It's weird that he didn't learn more or even steal from the great John Carpenter's style. Isn't that interesting to you?
Very interesting, Zach. Yeah, I didn't know he edited.
Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted? Some laughter?
There it is.
You didn't know what? What were you going to say?
Accomplished. He edited original Halloween.
Yeah, I think I just said that.
You did, but I'm saying I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
It's wild.
Yeah, he
Wild
did,
facts.
and The Fog, great films. Like we said, it was 2 episodes. It was adapted. The screenplay was adapted from, of course, Stephen King's infamous novel.
1,000-something pages. Relax.
Yeah, like 1,100 plus pages. Whoa.
Wasn't any of it used in the movie? Maybe 600 pages. Maybe half the book.
The screenplay was adapted by
new remake and.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. The screenplay was adapted by Wallace, and also Lawrence D. Cohen helped adapted it. He's the same person that helped adapt Carrie, which worked pretty well.
Well, yeah, that was adapted well.
It was, and there was some budget restraint that kind of got in the way of adapting, and of course the made-for-TV format forcing it to PG. Just an odd choice, an odd medium to put something like this on.
Yeah, you can't really put a lot from the book onto screen because there's a lot of confusing shit. Like, how do you explain the turtle being in the universe?
Oh, yes.
But,
for those of you that
or the scene with the girl and all the boys. I'm not going to go into that.
Oh, God. All right. So there is a scene in the novel. It's a weird, this is graphic, guys. There's some weird circle jerk child orgy in the novel. And Stephen King is an amazing writer. Absolutely brilliant, fantastic prose, great characters, can really take you on a ride. But the editor's job is to say, hey, idiot, that's a little too much, and I don't think it benefits the story at all. Can we take out?
It's true. When I edit these, I say the exact same thing.
That is not.
Hey, idiot.
Never. That is kind of how our conversations tend to go. But that should have been removed. It doesn't fit. It doesn't help. It's weird. It's out of place.
It makes sense for to remove a lot, you know.
A few. King is. I have so much respect for Stephen King.
Yeah, he did Maximum Overdrive.
Not for that. Written over 60 novels, 200 short stories. The man is a treasure. He is a skilled writer.
It's true. It's true.
Thank you.
I read all those books. I'm a great reader.
I love horror. I love to read horror. It's it really captures my attention.
If there's anything I'll read, it's horror because my imagination it scares me. So, what am I going to read? Holes? No. I read it already.
Of all the books. Yeah, Stephen King is fantastic, but an editor's job is to come and say, hey, this is absolutely ridiculous. Kick this ridiculous stuff out of the book. But King is infamous for saying no to his editors because he's Stephen King. He can say no because he's just that damn good. But the book is it's a great story. The character development in the novel is 5 stars awesome. I absolutely have love for those kids in the book. Especially Ben. Oh man, that's my boy. That's my boy.
Oh, the first part in this movie.
Love the covers. That's my guy. Yeah.
Yeah. The whole first part of this movie is fantastic. Even the remake is great. The first part.
Yes.
Once you get to part 2, you're like, I gotta go get some snacks. I'm bored or something. You try to find something else to do. It's out there.
Those rumors where the remake is actually better. I would this almost.
Part 2 wasn't.
Remake.
I mean, part 2 isn't terrible. It just drags on, and it's just like, dude. I don't know. It just drags on most of the time.
Compare part 2 of that compare part 2 of the remake to part 2 of this.
Yeah. I mean, they got the actors pretty spot on both, actually.
I hated the adults in the
new one?
in the original.
Oh, in the original?
Oh, it was a perfect cast. It really was. Same thing with the children in the original. The kids were cast perfect. They really were.
Yeah,
great kids.
I just think they nailed it on the cast all around. Like everyone on both parts, remake and original.
Love. We got Bill, played by Richard Thomas. Tim Reed, played by
Tim
Mike
Reed,
Hanlon.
the same guy who's the dad in Sister. Go on. Hilarious guy.
Yeah, that guy. I kept. Okay, so
Sister.
every time I look at the screen, I was like, "Why is Tim Meadows on TV?" No, damn it, it's not.
I thought it was David Alan Grier, the cop
Did
from
you really?
Jumanji. Yeah,
Yeah.
I seriously did, and I was like, no, that's the dad from Sister.
It is.
So then I watched a few episodes afterward, and you know what?
Your sister.
How they bump into each other
man.
is a pretty funny story because they're at a shopping mall. You know, girls do that, and the parents. You know what? I'm not going to go into Sister right now.
Are we reviewing Sister? What
It's
just
a great
happened?
origin or plot, pilot, whatever people call them. Whatever.
Folks, if you would like to make a request other than Sister, kingsofkill.com.
Boy Meets World, maybe.
Hit us up. Annette O'Toole plays Bev. Harry Anderson plays Richie. And man, I had the biggest problem with the adult for me was Harry Anderson. Nothing wrong with the guy, but like, man, he's supposed to play a comedian, and he's telling knock jokes. Nothing lands.
Yeah, and you know what?
horrible.
The funny thing is, they let him improvise most of his lines.
Jesus, are you serious?
Did they use many takes, or did they just go, "That's it for today. Thanks for being hilarious."
Oh, look at you with the bangers. Look at that.
Boom. Boom.
We got Dennis Christopher as Eddie. We got Richard Masur from The Thing that we just reviewed. Available at kingsville.com and whatever format you listen to the podcast. He plays Stanley. Real sad moment in the film. John Ritter, I thought, was probably the best performance besides John Ritter played adult Ben. He was a likable adult.
Yeah.
No one else really was. But
I always forget John Ritter's even in this.
yeah, and I also, why is he the handsome one? Because Ben grows up to get fit and rich and successful, and he's supposed to be a beautiful bastard, right?
Yeah.
They picked John. No offense, Johnny boy, like, but you're the handsome, charming one.
Yeah, I don't get it. That and
I guess
Problem Child, which he was probably hot off of or getting ready to film.
I guess maybe
all the chicks are attracted to him too. He looks like
No
fucking
one's
John
buying
Gruden. Jesus Christ.
no one's buying this. He does actually, and what's so funny? Maybe he's like beautiful compared to Richard Thomas.
He's just an early '90s dad. I don't know.
That
People thought Tim Allen was
quote-unquote
hot as shit. And
beauty mark on his cheek.
What?
Man, that thing looks dangerous. He needs to get that shit checked out.
Oh,
The size of a silver dollar is a hair in it. It's fucking disgusting.
dude, yeah. I think they based Ben Savage's character from Goldmember, Austin Powers Goldmember, on that mole.
Oh, is that a Molly joke right there? Is that
Yep.
Mole? That's where you're going with that.
I'll go with that.
Oh, look at that. And of course, the shining star of the show, who's only credited as like a guest appearance. Doesn't make any sense. He's the whole damn show. Tim Curry.
Nigel Thornberry himself.
What's funny is that Pennywise is almost the same character in this rendition as the toxic sludge from Fern Gully.
Whoa. Ferngully's a good movie. Give you that one.
Tim Curry, an absolute legend. He regretted doing this film Not because he didn't like it,
because the makeup,
but because it typecast him. It stopped him from getting.
Oh.
He only got.
He has like
horror
10 to 20 minutes screen time total out of like 3 hours. Ugh.
It's just so funny that like the Rocky Horror Picture Show that didn't touch his career, or like Clue, but the TV special he did was like Hollywood's like this guy
Clue.
over here. Yeah, he was.
Wasn't he
Clue
like Colonel Mustard or like Plum Purple or whatever his name is?
He's the butler. I don't remember.
Emerald Green. I don't remember the fucking colors or the names.
It's spilled box of Crayolas that you're
you know what's crazy?
Yeah. Segue. Yeah. What's
Alice Cooper was supposed to. He was considered to play Pennywise, and I could picture that, and it would have been fucking awesome.
It may have been. Alice Cooper could have pulled that off. I actually believe that.
But what happened is probably they saw his performance as Freddy's dad, and Freddy's dead, and said nope. Or maybe they considered it because of his genius dialogue in Wayne's World. It's pronounced Milwaukee.
I am really glad Tim got this role. He's a really talented actor.
Nailed it.
So entertaining. I really think that he's the reason Home Alone 2 works so well.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you keep saying like he's in this movie and that movie, and I completely forget that he's in just movies. I just think he's Nigel Thornberry in the Wild Thornberries.
It's like I completely forgot how long this movie is.
Dude.
Granted, it's meant to be seen in two settings,
in two parts,
but
and
we got to give
show
respect.
It two parts on TV.
Yeah, it was a mini series. It was a two-night event.
Oh, 2-night event. Okay, I was gonna say, did they just, you know what? Fuck Monday Night Football. We're just gonna have this whole block. It's gonna be 6 hours with commercials.
With commercials, and it's funny because they package it as a film now, but all the commercial breaks, all the fade-ins and outs are still in there. So the whole movie is peaks and valleys, highs and lows with commercial breaks fading all over the place.
Oh yeah, and you could see the transitions, like the fade to blacks and all that stuff. And on VHS, it was actually like 160 minutes that tapes can film or like hold. So VHS owners are missing 32 minutes, I think, because DVDs it's 193 minutes. I think my notes say.
We didn't double tape it. That's so weird. Like
it's 160 minutes for VHSs, and then if you get the DVD version, it's 192 minutes long. So that is a whole half hour of more talking, and
honestly,
probably nothing.
They probably hopefully they just edited out the entire ending.
It was just all part 2 that you missed.
Yeah, it'd be perfect actually. Because the intro is pretty good, and it's mostly good to the great child actors. So we had Jonathan Brandis, who played young Bill, did a great job. What happened to him? Where'd he go?
He hung himself.
The next Disney Channel guy. Oh my God, did he?
Yeah, he died He actually died the same year John Ritter died, 2003.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that's so sad.
John Ritter was like a heart attack on set or something for 8 Simple Rules, and Jonathan hung himself the same year, 2003.
Well, let's give some love to Jonathan Brandis. He did a great job. We got Brandon Kane, who played young Ben. Adam Farazi, I think is his name, is young Eddie. Seth Green.
Dude, yeah. I forgot Seth Green was in this.
Seth Green,
and he doesn't have his voice. Like, it's weird. It doesn't even sound, almost doesn't even look like Seth Green.
It looks exactly like him. Seth Green has not aged since he's 4 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Seth Green, famous for his creation Robot Chicken, but also
and Austin Powers, another throwback. Yeah,
and Austin Powers. Yeah, his spot on Family Guy when he plays Chris.
Oh yeah,
I think it's the name.
Yeah, it's Chris.
Yeah, you know where he got that character voice from? No. He was mimicking Buffalo Bill from The Silence of the Lambs. And
what the hell?
Yes. So Chris is Seth Green's impersonation of Buffalo Bill.
Holy crap.
We got Ben Heller as young Stanley. Emily Perkins played Miss Beverly. Yep. Martin Taylor as young Mike. great. Kids did great. Jared Blancard also played the bully Henry
Son of a
Bowers.
bitch. What an asshole.
Such an asshole. You know what I forgot? Since a lot of things had to be changed to accommodate the PG TV broadcast. And so what happened was, besides making Richie not funny whatsoever, was they made Pennywise like rudely sarcastic, and Pennywise has bangers left and right. He is like dropping punchlines all over the place. It's really entertaining, actually. And just Tim Curry's delivery is just perfect. Like, here's a taste.
I am your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
I mean, the guy just had delivery.
So good.
What did you say?
Don't worry.
Did you just say you were aroused by Tim Curry's Pennywise?
Dude, his performance was so good.
Therapy, my friend.
Therapy's tight. Therapy's tight.
About this.
No, this movie actually gets better and better each watch for me. It's weird. Definitely a rainy day movie, but I don't put it on every day or something. Like the remake I watched over and over for so long.
Very rewatchable, especially part one. Very rewatchable.
Part one, yes, definitely. This movie, same thing. But the funny thing is, when I was watching it the most recent time, I kept waiting for Jerry O'Connell to show up, the fat kid. And I was like, where? I thought this kid was in this movie. And then I realized I wasn't watching Stand By Me. And I was looking for River Phoenix. And I was just like, it's so fucking similar. It's just Stand By Me horror movie.
It's
or Sandlot. You could say it's almost like the Sandlot as well. It's kids.
It's a lot like it.
Dicking around, being kids.
We've been shitting on this movie a little bit, but we love this movie. This is a childhood favorite. This was so terrifying when we were kids.
It still got some goose and bumps.
Every goose and bumps. Every kid talked about, this is the scariest movie of all time. You gotta see it. Did you see it? It had this hype about it. It was just, it was like the horror film.
My mom
and it's still
let me watch it. I'm like, wow, cool. Have you seen all the other actually scary movies? Little bitch.
Yeah, this isn't frightening. The novel's very frightening. The remake had a lot of fun scares in it.
It's still pretty dark. This one for really PG. It's weird.
Yeah, the thing is, it's haunting though. It's cerebral. It stays with you, and that's really interesting. For
like who slices their wrist? Is it Richie?
Stanley.
Yeah, almost the same name. Yeah, you're throwing suicide out. Kids getting their arms ripped off.
It's heavy. It stays with you.
How is this PG-13 or just PG?
It stays with you. It's really haunting. It just stays in your mind, and that's something that is ultimately really effective.
Pennywise wants.
Yeah. When King was...
It just reminds me of growing up in Willows. Stand By Me, Sandlot, It. Just reminds me of growing up in our small-ass town.
For those of you that don't know, that was our childhood. Sandlot, Stand By Me, and It. Me and young Steven found a dead body after playing baseball, and there was a clown.
It ripped my arms off, and I grew them back.
First off, with the whole opening scene, right, where do you know that the inspiration from that was Stephen King saw old McDonald's commercial where a different version of Ronald McDonald was like approaching kids on the street, and he's like, "This is weird. Let's get to typing.
Let's throw him down in a sewer and rip the kid's arm off." This is a story.
When young Georgie loses his boat, he had like minutes to get that thing. Like, it was stuck in the drain for a while, not going down.
He fucked up. That was his own fault. His death is on him.
There's a lot of fun things about this film. All the kids, absolutely. Tim Curry had a performance. It's funny. Well, it's not. Richie's not funny, but Pennywise is hilarious.
Bill Hader
I
as
love
Richie
the dynamics
is funny.
of Bill Hader killed it in the sequel. He was a
dude, part 2
wonderful fit.
still wasn't great, but it was obviously casted well, like we said. But yeah, Richie nailed it. Or Bill Hader as Richie.
The thing is, like, when you change mediums with art, you know, like taking a book to film like this, you have to make smart, adaptive choices. You have to realize, okay, what works so well for Stephen King is internal monologue, you know, is interrupting thoughts, is you know, speaking of dynamics that you can't show as easily as you can tell in a couple hundred pages, you know. So what they failed to do, I think why the end is a bit of a letdown. Well, one, King doesn't write the best endings. He's a phenomenal writer, but his endings are, he has difficulty finishing.
Like fucking Maximum Overdrive. It's like, and then the meteor passed and everyone lived. I don't know if that's a book. Actually,
I think it was just, I think he wrote a script for TV or for the film, and that's it. I don't think he based it on a book.
Is he ever happy with like his movies going to film? Because it's always, I feel like I always read like Stephen King loves this, and then once the movie's out, it's like, I actually hated it, asshole.
He hated The Shining because
in Dark Tower he was like, oh, fuck yeah, dude, this movie rips. Something like that. And then you watch it and you're like, I am so depressed at how stupid this was. After reading this amazing comic.
Turned me on to Stephen King, because the first King I ever wrote, I found it was in the high school library or middle. I don't even remember, but like I was young, and
they had Dark Tower at the Willows Library, Willows High School.
Yeah, I read the very first Dark Tower series, which wasn't Dark Tower yet. It was just called The Gunslinger. Phenomenal action, adventure, horror, thriller thing. It was fantastic. That's what turned me on Stephen King, because he's just such a good writer, and he'll take you on a journey. He hates The Shining because Stanley Kubrick took his work, and instead of adapting it, he hijacked it. He changed fundamental elements of the story, because Kubrick, who was arguably a genius, right? He was like, I feel like what Kubrick did is he's like, hey, I'm so much better than this peon King. Let me adjust this to make it fit. And he changed huge dynamics of the story. He ruined the family dynamic, which is what that story was about. And King hated it for it. King, in fact,
it's like Spielberg and Blantley for Jaws. Because Blantley? I think that's his last name. Because Spielberg changed Jaws a shitload, or whoever wrote it. And yeah, dude, the author was like, no, that ending is like way different, dude. So it's bullshit. And Stephen King. How do you write this fucking ending? I just don't understand. It's terrible. It's terribly portrayed on film.
Anyways, you
both
gotta
versions.
You got to make smart adaptive choices. And it's just tough. It's really, really difficult.
Well, how do you make that? Where do you go from like a horror book, and then you're like, well, I got to make it PG, and then the remake is like, you know what, we're gonna make it R. So we got this.
It was probably a nightmare to logistically figure this film out, but they did. They figured it out.
Yeah, can you imagine if Starship Troopers was PG, coming from the book? What?
No, they were originally going to make this a year-long series.
That would be awesome.
Week it would have given them a lot more creative freedom.
Each episode is like based on one kid and what their vision was, like when the shower scene, or like the girl Beverly in the bathroom with all the blood and shit, like everything leading up to that, instead of just flashback after flashback and going in time, back in time. Who gives a shit?
Something the book did, what was really interesting, is instead of like use dialogue to convey Derry's terrible haunted past, was every other chapter there was an insert of a article because the librarian, right? He collected all
Right.
this stuff.
Yeah.
So every other chapter, there was an article that King wrote, as in like an editorial, like reporting manner. Like it felt like an actual news article about a terrible thing that happened in Derry. It was a really clever way to convey like how long this craziness has been going on.
The library. Oh yeah, the library scene was probably the creepiest as a kid to watch too. Because I always have to go to library.
As
Do
a
my
kid, what
fucking
did
homework.
me, what freaked me out was the werewolf scene, because the werewolf was pretty well
Oh
done.
yeah, Seth Green's part. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, one thing that I really like about the 1990 version is that they put in so many more monsters, because
They did.
King's idea with this book was he wanted to write something with all the classic Universal monsters in it, and then was thinking, well,
That would've
who's
been
going to
cool.
ringlead this? He's like, oh, it's got to be a clown.
Yeah.
So did the fear of clowns kind of already like exist widely, or was King just onto this,
I mean, we had our people at the time had killer clowns from outer space, but other than that, I don't really
What
know.
a wild, ridiculous film that is.
Yeah. Other than that, I think he was just like, you know what? Let's just throw in a clown. Let's try to make it scary.
Successful.
And kids are always scared of it, so.
The book took the nation by storm, the world by storm. It was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't say enough kind things about King. They did their best with the 1990 version. It's going to be one of my favorites, even though, man, it really did not age well. It really does not hold up.
I think it held up a little bit.
It did until the remake hit.
Because, dude, that first part in the remake is so good.
King liked part one a lot. He praised it. Also, King did his own version of The Shining that went on USA as another miniseries, starring the guy from Wings.
That's right, Wings.
Yeah,
that fucking show.
Speaking of old sitcoms like that, when Stanley's wife is watching Perfect Strangers on TV,
such a good show. Man.
The Valky Dance of Joy.
I think it's one of the best TV themes was Perfect Strangers for me. I don't know why.
It just resonates with you.
Yeah, Step by Step is catchy as shit. So is Family Matters, really but yeah, dude, Perfect Strangers.
Family Matters is probably my favorite. You're talking like TGIF, the lineup, right?
Yeah, TGIF was the shit back in the day.
Family Matters is probably my favorite of TGIF. It was really good.
Yeah, what did we have? Like, we had Fresh Prince for a little bit. Boy Meets World went on for like 9 seasons.
God, it never ended.
It was pretty good. You
remember Dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs was great. Oh, besides that final episode, my God. Can you end a show more depressing? My Lord. It's literally like you're watching this family this whole time, and then, not Carl, I forget his name. He walks out and he's like, look at that bright thing in the sky. I guess we're going to die. And then it just fades to black and they fucking die.
It was so grim out of nowhere.
Spoilers for whoever's watching all of the Dinosaurs episodes. I know you're out there. King? What?
One show that added on to TGIF, or was on like afterwards or something, that I fell in love with as a kid was Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, hosted by the guy from Star Trek.
It didn't happen.
Where you watch
He always says that. It didn't happen. Think it's fake? It is.
How has that man had the exact same beard, hair for 30 years?
I don't know. From Next Generation to straight Beyond Belief, and he has the same fucking thing.
I mean, like, there's never even a hair at a place. Like, it's just always the exact same
signature look. I don't know.
It's like Robert Downey Jr.'s facial hair. It's either Iron Man or not.
If he doesn't have a goatee, it's not Robert Downey Jr. But he only has it in Iron Man, which is weird. But you can't see him not as Iron Man anymore. It's stupid.
No,
I hate how Marvel does that to people. Now I hate Chris Pratt because I'm like, I just see you as the goofy guy in those superhero movies. Like
I miss
relax.
goofy Chris Pratt. I'm not
Parks
sure if
and
I
Rec
buy
Pratt was great.
the I'm this heroic badass.
The
But
little
congrats on his
more
success. He's
weight
doing
on
great.
him. Yeah. No, he's
Yeah,
doing great, man. He's doing great. I talked to him earlier. It was great. Yeah.
You and Chris.
Yeah,
That's the new
me and
TGI. Steven and Chris
Chris P.
coming.
That's what I call him.
Crispy. Crispy. Is that his rap name?
Crispy, yeah. Crispy.
Are you the cream?
Yeah.
Again, this movie it's fantastic. Despite all of its flaws and despite its aging, this was a cultural phenomenon when it came out. It deserves respect. It deserves TLC. It's not something you're gonna watch all the time, but it's part of our childhood. You know,
It really is.
it's nostalgic.
And I like how King loves to like have the same universe. Like most of his shit's just in Maine.
He does, yeah.
And
Oh yeah, right where you know.
all of his books kind of just link up. Like, let me look at my notes. Mike's father served in the army with the cook from The Shining. Apparently.
That's so crazy.
And the
That's
other
so
one
crazy.
is Eddie is friends with Paul Sheldon, who is the protagonist in Misery.
See,
So
the
that's fucking
crazy
wild.
thing.
But they're never in
about
the same movie. He's never going to bring his universe into on screen. It's weird. Like you're never going to
Can
see
you
Jack Nicholson just walk by.
Imagine trying to. That's Jack's walk.
That's
What is
Jack's
that?
walk. He's just swaying back and
No.
forth. Hey, I'm
Oh,
Jack.
no. Can you imagine having the knowledge to even like link that thing when you're just writing so prolifically? Like you're just writing. He says he writes 7 pages a day every day.
That's it.
7 pages of complete pages, like edited, polished pages.
That's wild. I can edit 7 minutes and it'll take me 7 hours. Fuck.
I appreciate all that you do, man. I do. Even though what he means by editing is actually trying to like not limit the show, is just try to add on to the show that we found takes
I love it.
time.
I love it. Just like this movie. You know, it's all right.
What would you rate this?
I'm going to rate it since the remake kind of blew it out of the water with the first part. I'm going to go 3.5 out of 5. But Tim Curry was so fucking good in Congo. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. With a side of a child's death by a clown.
I like how bonus points are awarded in your elaborate rating system.
Four gorillas out of 5 with a side of child's death by a clown.
My God. Hey, every single week we have a little Twitter poll. You can follow us at KKill Podcast on Twitter. What was last week's Twitter poll, Steven?
Last week's Twitter poll was from episode 48. The Thing.
Lovely singing voice you have.
It's from The Thing, all right? The cast and crew still haven't released this information, but who do you think got in the damn blood bank? Was it Palmer? Was it Cooper? Norris? Or was it that Gary guy?
I'm really interested to see who picked the cake.
The votes went Palmer.
Yeah?
I think it was Palmer because when everybody was like, who the hell opened the damn blood bank? How are we going to get the blood dog? And then everybody's looking around like frantic, like, who did it? And then Palmer's just standing there with a straight face, just like, shit, these guys are going to find out it's me. He doesn't do anything. He has no reaction. He's just like, I'm Palmer. What's up? I might be the thing.
We could easily do a whole episode on just who did what, who was infected when,
Dude.
on just the thing.
Honestly. Because they don't even... All you see is shadows. You don't even know when people got...
And that shadow
They
wasn't
got
extra.
faint.
It wasn't even a cast member. Yeah. Folks, if you want to catch... If you missed the thing, kingsofkill.com. We
I
have
missed the thing. I'm going to watch it after this.
a library collection of all of our podcasts going all the way back to day one. They're a little sketch, but transparency is important. We want to show our
Sketch is
progress.
right.
The early ones are still there. All available at kingskill.com.
If you like
thanks for voting
cringe,
on-
check out our early episodes. Fuck.
Hey, stick with us October long. It's spooky season and fun. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, King's Kill Podcast, because each and every day we're dropping for all 31 days of
Yeah, we're
Halloween.
dropping kills every day for 31 days.
That's right. You can check those kills out on YouTube as well. Hey, horror news. Got a couple little doozies.
Oh, I got a
Anything
doozy too.
juicy?
So it's
Little
weird.
kids in the schoolyard. I got something cool. Do you want to see it?
Scholastic book fairs in town.
Love the Scholastic Book Fair. I got excited,
Yeah,
man.
dude, that was so tight.
Such a
But then you
nerd.
never had money at the school fair, but you just look at the cool shit.
Yeah, I had like $1 hoping to get anything.
Or the magazine sales. They're like, hey, kid, go sell these damn books or these magazines. And you're like, I want all of these. Look at these cool things in here. Oh, I can win a trip to Marine World. Wow.
Yeah, because the prizes were like, you could get a Corvette. Like, what?
They're like, how can we pyramid scheme these damn kids?
That's exactly it. And how is our school allowed this?
And
This
our
is so
parents were like,
terrible.
yeah, totally. No one's in trouble
you should go
here.
to strangers' houses in the middle of the day and bother them, ask them for money.
Selling chocolate bars, like, good God. Why are we
Those are
doing
the
this?
best chocolate bars ever, though. They're so good.
Dude, they were hella good. I'll buy some right now from a kid. Anyways. It's weird to say this, but we have Halloween coming out on Friday.
Yeah.
Scream coming out in January.
Yeah.
And another franchise being revived this Friday as well, actually, on Amazon. And it's I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's a TV
I
show.
saw that.
I'm pretty sure it's probably not going to be great. Maybe it's going to be like the Scream TV show on Netflix, which I actually liked, except for the ending pissed me off, and I felt let down that I wasted all this time. But I'm going to check it out. Maybe I'll say something about it, but maybe I won't because I don't think it's going to be good. It could be good. Who cares?
The first I Know
That's all
What You
I
Did
got.
Last Summer was a lot of fun. A really fun summer slasher.
Yeah, it's great. And even Texas Chainsaw is making a comeback soon, whenever that is.
Man,
First heard that
lots
like
of-
2 years ago, and then
Lots of
last year,
big
like,
names.
here's the poster. It just looks like a metal album. And then the new Hellraiser's coming out. Horror's making a comeback. Nightmare on Elm Street, where you at?
Or Never Left. Oh, man.
Nightmare on Elm
Freddy's
Street.
the king.
Where's the love?
Where is the love? Horror news. So the new Chucky series just dropped.
Shit, and that's out too.
That is out. Perfect time. Here's some news. Those of you who don't know what screeners are, those are films that get sent to reviewers so they can check movies out and drop a review a little before or as the movie's coming out, so they're not actually waiting till afterwards, right?
Screeners are tight.
Halloween Kills took their screener away and is only releasing it the night before it releases. But it's streaming, meaning you can just wait till midnight, and therefore the screener is useless.
Yeah.
What a weird move. I'm sure they're trying to
What a
avoid
weird
spoilers,
move.
but,
What a
like,
weird move it is for Halloween Kills to be streaming for Peacock.
I know.
HBO was like, I don't want this. No, let's give it to Peacock.
It's a big grab. I'm sure it's a universal thing. That's why.
Peacock's tight. Has Office. I watch a lot of shit on Peacock. But I'm just saying it's strange that Halloween got sent there.
I think it's a huge title, and Universal wants to promote their new, service. In that case, I think it's a smart move.
That actually makes sense then. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I feel fucking terrible. I feel so bad. Oh my God.
You don't give a shit.
I am just going to go to bed. I'm going to go to bed mad.
Make sure to stay tuned all month long. A lot of fun shows this month. Don't miss the 31 Kills of Halloween. We drop a new kill each and every day on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Check it out. They're a lot of fun. It's just us talking about some fun scenes in
We
horror.
bullshitting back and forth.
It's miniature shows. That's what you're getting.
It's a
just
minute.
miniature.
Minute of a death.
Hey, speaking of Halloween Kills, next week, the Kings of Kill are reviewing Halloween Kills for you.
I'm so excited.
Give it a watch as soon as it drops. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We're excited about it. We started our show with a discussion about Halloween, and it's so culminating that almost.
It's funny because I didn't even realize that until half hour into the episode. Because you told me I was screwed right off the bat. You're like, hey, you want a podcast? I'm like, yeah, sure. Let's record our first episode. In 5 minutes, come up with your favorite Halloween to watch on Halloween. Think
you had all day.
Your favorite. It was. What's your favorite Halloween movie to watch? So I'm thinking, oh, it's all of the scary movies during Halloween. So I had a whole back catalog in my mind of like, I love watching Aliens. I love watching The Thing. Salem's Lot's pretty cool. That.
Because the intro of that, you were like, hold on. Like, we started the broadcast. We're doing it.
You just hit play and you're like, you asked me, like, so what's your favorite Halloween movie to watch during Halloween season? And I'm like, wait, I go first or you go first?
This is literally the whole first episode.
Yeah.
That's live. We just did that whole thing.
I was so lost, and you can definitely tell.
Hey, we love doing this. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, whether you're watching us on YouTube, listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, doesn't matter. We appreciate you. Thank you all so much, Killer fans. We love you. Stay tuned. We got a lot of fun this month. Thanks for listening, guys.
It's only half
I'm
over.
Zach.
I'm Steven.
Good job, bud. And we are the Kings of Kill. Wow, that was late as shit.
I was laughing.
Happy spooky season, everybody.
Yeah, spooky.
I'm going to cut your ass off every day.